Good morning. Um, please, 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 you guys need to understand the name of God. I know there is a thousand, there's more than 200 name. God have more than 200 name out there, but it's only one of them that really matter right now. Is know the name of God. I am the same name that I gave to Moses. I am. It's not just that that person is I am, you are I am, you know? It's understand the word for yourself. You speak it, he apply to you. Understand it. And also, what I don't like about it's not like what I don't like, it's just that the way they portray um the void, it's not it. It's not it. Most people think that the void is bad, or I don't know how they put it. You gotta understand. In the beginning, the Spirit of God was floating through the void. In the beginning, the Spirit of God was floating through the void. Then God said, let there be light, and so on and so forth. And after creation, that same void exists within every soul, within every pieces, every puzzle piece, every soul. So therefore, when you go to sleep or in meditation, you see things that you do not understand. You know? The pastor said, oh, you gotta chase this, you gotta chase the spirit, it's a bad spirit, it's a this, it's a that. You gotta understand. As long as the thing it's not happening out there, it's happening within you. It's a part of yourself. It's not to chase it. It's you see about that? I have the seven saying of Neon. You guys can check it out. Because the thing is, it's not to it's not to fight what you do not understand. It's to ask why they come. You know? You sleeping, you dreaming about somebody's beating you, fine. Next time you go to sleep, make sure that, you know, make sure you're aware. And next time that dream come, take power over that thing. You know? Seriously. Let's say your grandmother died. You're sleeping and boom, you see that your grandmother is beating you. Take power over it. Because the thing is, if that never happened, you already know that's not your grandmother. It's not be like, oh shit, my grandmother was beating me. Nah, brother. Nah, brother. I know myself, so therefore that's not you. You know? And you see, everything around you will shift. Everything. People, everything, you know? They might not understand, but you will change. Everything around you will bend to your will. Nothing out there is really bad. They are bad. But the thing is, when you come to understand it, is it really bad? Okay, but let's stay on point. I'm not really talking about bad or good or anything. Let's focus on the void. The void exists within every pieces, every soul. Like I said, that part's a fact. The thing is, when you go back in the void, you see it's weird. Ah, you see? Right here. There's an energy that just passed. Give me a few minutes. Let me see if I can put it to the place. So you see, right there, what just happened? I just felt that an energy that just a being or something. Just ask, how do you know if you are in the void? How do you know if the void even exists? That's a beautiful question, isn't it? That's really nice. But it's simple. You don't. The thing is, understand something. Nothing exists within existence. So the void exists without existence. Alright? The void do not exist. And at the same time, the void exists. Let me see if I can put it to word for you guys. Let's see. How can I put it? The void exists without existence. Okay, that is a fact. Like, let's say, based on my example, I have a book about that. Based on my example, since I was a child, I experienced things. Like, you know, I see things, hear things. You don't know them, you know? They don't make sense. But when you come to understand them, it's like the void, it's a name for everything that's unknown and unseen. Once that something become known or seen, the void, it's not the void anymore. You know? That's why you call the void. It's because in that space, in that moment, right here, right now, it's just, you know, unknown to you, unknown to oneself. You know? It just, it's the void, you know, it's beautiful. It's just like, it's beautiful. It just, you guys can, I don't know if you guys will understand it, but the only way to understand the void truly is to go inside yourself, to go back within. And not really to understand the void, because the thing is, let's say for example, we all believe in God, isn't it? Yes. But once become aware of a bigger truth beyond God, they stop believing God. They say God do not exist, because now they stand on the same ground the same ground as, you know, God, you know, same ground as you. God and them, you know, same ground, sit on the same table and all those things. But now God exists to those one that's below the table. As long as you are around the table, among them, you are no God and they are no God to you. See? That's how it just disappear. So do the void. It just disappear like that. Now we're looking at it and say the void, it's that. But once we come to understand, we see that the void is a beautiful, vast, and infinite field. But before that, before you see that big, vast, and infinite field, you have to be whole once again. Not whole like before it was before creation, but whole within the void. You gotta be able to align with other fragments of your own consciousness. And so you can do that, you will never be able to see the vast and beautiful field. You might be able to see it. You might be able to see it. Because the thing is, there's something that called bloodline. And even in the spiritual part, that part even matter. It really do matter. I don't understand it, But I have a book about that too. But seriously, I don't know how that be, but like I said, even for us consciousness, that's why God will always exist. Because seriously, even those unseen that we call the void, that when we don't know, something have to create it. Something or someone have to create that. You know? It's amazing, isn't it? Like I said, brother, I know you always seek the void no matter what. No matter what. And this body, and this lifetime, and this timeline, doesn't matter. We'll always seek the void. As long as I'm aware, I'll always seek it. Like I said, the void, it's not bad. The void. I still gotta find a way to explain it to you guys, because I know some of you guys still don't get it. But I will find a way, don't worry. Because the thing is, the void is... Okay, for you to understand the void, let me show you something first. Consciousness. Remember what I said before. The Spirit of God was floating to the void before creation. Okay. The Spirit of God was floating to the void before creation, and after creation, the void, that same void exists within every... That same void exists within every species, every soul. So, and that's where the beautiful part comes in. So before I say that part, so I'm gonna jump back based on one of the memory I had from the Big Bang Theory. Before the Big Bang Theory, there was a long table stretched out forever. On the side of the table were beings. Example, life, death, emotion. That's what they call themselves. Life, consciousness, death consciousness, and emotion consciousness. Let's say, for example, each of those consciousness have, let's say, life consciousness have 100 pieces, and death consciousness after creation have 200 pieces. Same goes for life consciousness and emotion consciousness. They have different amount. Each of those pieces are soul. Before creation, they were consciousness, whole. After creation, those soul become, those consciousness become pieces, 100 pieces, 400 pieces, and so each of them, different shape, different look, different design, you know, different everything, unique in their own way, in every sense, in every way. So you see, now those pieces, after creation, the void exists within each and every soul, every piece. So you see now, for that one self, that piece, for one piece, one soul, the void exists within. You see? Now the example is, why when you sleep, you see monsters, you see gods, you see, you know, different entities, you know, all those things. It's because in there, inside that one soul, let's say for example, you take a small room and you put 15, you put 50,000, 50,000, 50,000, 50,000 different being, or if you do not understand being, different animal, each one different from the next, 50,000 of them inside that one small room. That is an example of one soul in what the soul have inside the void, when the soul decide to go inside the void without knowing its name. So you see, that it's the void for that one soul. So therefore, when you're in the void, let's say you are one of those animals that come away, so all those different animals in there, some of them will control you, some of them will possess you, some of them will hunt you, some of them will want you to succeed, Some of them will want you to know your name so this cycle can end. Some of them don't want that. You know, each of them want different things for you. But still, just for that one soul. And the thing is, there's infinite of soul. And all of them have their own thing. But the beauty part is, that part right there, once you become aware, you know, not awake yet, but for that one soul and the one within themselves, that's the void. But the thing is, once that is once the soul remember its name and become consciousness awake, now that soul, that not even the soul anymore, now that consciousness can move freely within the void without any without being afraid of being hunted, possessed, or controlled by other entities or other reality consciousness. You know? And it's beautiful like that, isn't it? So you see how you move up just by knowing your name. Once you know your name, you are no longer a soul. You become consciousness. Become consciousness awake. And once you're consciousness awake, now you're not afraid of what's inside the room. Now you understand everything that's inside the room, it's a part of you. Everything inside the room is you, in different form, different shape, in their own way. You know? Neither of them have control over any of them now. Because now you know who you are. Simple. See? You see how beautiful it is? And now, just like that, once you have control over that, everything around you will shape. Everything around you will bend to your will. Simple as that. You just gotta know who you are within yourself. Not out there. Not what they said you are. You gotta know who you are. Because you are what you are. Way before all this. Alright? So therefore I get the soul consciousness but so the void, doesn't it? But that's the thing. Once you become consciousness, the void. Yo, you see how beautiful it moved? Do you see how beautiful everything just move up? Because the thing is, understand that you come from the soul to consciousness. So therefore you come from one being from 50,000, one being, one animal from 50,000 that was in the room. You come from one of them to become all of them. And once you become all of them inside that simple room, you are consciousness, isn't it beautiful? It's beautiful, man. It's amazing. And the thing is, each of those beings, you see, I'm not even gonna get there now. But yeah, now you are that but consciousness. So you move freely within your own void. So you can go to this planet, that timeline, this timeline. But thing is, as long as you do with them, you know, it's just that within yourself until you awake to that big and vast, beautiful field. But for you to be awake within the vast and beautiful field, remember, you was one animal, one being. Now you become all of them. Now the next step is to become the room. You see? Now it's to become the room, become the void itself. It's not only to become the being that's hunting you, become the hunted and the hunter. You know? After you become the hunted, the hunter, you know, you are both of them. Now you become the one who sinned. Now you are the hunted, you are the hunter, And then you will become the one who send the hunter. And after that, you become the ground or the hunter hunt. You know? That's beautiful, isn't it? So therefore you as one being, one animal, then you become all of them, and after that you become the rule. So, and outside, how it is you become, you go inside yourself, you're aware of yourself, of your surrounding, you become aware of you being hunted and all those things within. So you go inside, take control over yourself, know your name. Once you know your name, now you become consciousness, and now inside you can move freely. Even when you're walking, you will be able to move to dimension, even with your physical body here. You know, you'll be able to do things that will make no sense to other people. You know, but it doesn't matter because everything happened within. So once you do that, once you be one with everything within, you can do all those things. Next is to be one with the void. Be the canvas where everything takes place. But that part, it will be a long way to go, because we have something that called ego. And not only that, every stage, every level within consciousness, within the void, within spirituality itself, have its own oneness and its own destruction. So every level you reach, you will fight things that you don't like, you do not understand, that will distract you from seeking the void. But like I said, I know one will always seek the void, no matter what, no matter form or shape, no matter reality or timeline we are in. Always. And I hope you guys always remember the 7th saying of Neon. That's all for today. Thanks. I'll see you guys. Okay, let's do that. I'm feeling the energy, so